Welcome back to this week's Honest Art podcast. So, this is a big one. We are talking about how, as artists, we can find our style. Now, I'm taking a little bit of a different spin on this because I don't want to have to paint in one style. And I don't think most artists are inclined to just choose one style. But there is something that we can do to find our style, and that is we can find our voice. So this is something I had to figure out for myself as well. So I understand this journey of wanting to find our voice or wanting to find our style. I did it years and years ago, and I walk artists through it all the time. But here's I think something that's interesting. It's like there's good news and bad news. The good news is that our voice or our style is so completely and totally innate. That's the good news. It's totally innate. The bad news is it's so totally and completely innate that we miss it. It's almost like we can't see the forest for the trees because it's so close. So on the podcast this week, I gave you lots of different ways that you can go about zoning in and finding your voice. But one of them that I talked about is I call no rat's asses. Okay. So what that simply means is we can't give a rat's ass about what others think of our art. And this usually happens, number one, when we're worried about other people's judgment. But the other way it happens is when we judge ourselves and we judge our own art. And this can happen when we start to self-edit, like when we go to write that thing or we go to make those marks and we just stop ourselves a little bit and, we're doing self-editing. That is not helping us find our true voice and our true mark making, our true look in our art. So here's one of the things that I suggest if you want to give fewer, I don't think I can say that word, but you know what I'm saying. And that is, I always suggest painting in a journal, okay? And there are several reasons for this, and there are several reasons why it helps you find your voice. Number one, if you want to write anything in there, cuss words or whatever, you don't want to explain yourself, fine. It's in your journal. It's a private journal, right? The other thing you want to do is if you are I don't know, occasionally there's lots of phallic symbols that are showing up in your art, let it be, right? You don't have to explain it, and you don't have to. You're just doing what feels good and is fun. The other reason why using a journal is a great way to find your voice or to find your style is because it takes the financial stakes really, really low. We don't have to worry about, using up lots of expensive canvases and things like that while we are trying to find our voice or trying to find our style. A journal is just a place it's inexpensive, relatively speaking, compared to canvas, where we can just start having fun, having a good time, not self-editing, not giving a rat's ass what other people think about. So go to your favorite platform, listen to this week's podcast. Let me know what you think, because there are lots of different things that I offer you on finding your own voice and finding your own style.